Hey. Hey. Hey guys, it's Perk and today we are back with Storytime Saturday, and we are playing Lucid9, Inciting Incidents. I believe that's the entire name. I didn't realize that there was more to that name. If I said it wrong, I will correct it here somewhere. But yeah, we are back with Lucid9, guys, and if you guys remember last time, this shit actually hit home a little bit. Like, it was a little bit closer to home than I expected right off the bat, and I was not expecting it. So you know what? I prepared for a little bit closer to like Cupid feels versus any other types of feels. We went through a bunch of different types of feels in many of our story times, but I think it's gonna be a mixture of Cupid and Narcissu, and I'm not ready for this. I'm really not ready for this. It seems like every time I think I'm getting into something that isn't anime boobs, I'm immediately proven wrong. It's like, oh, you thought you were just gonna get a fun little story? How cute. No, instead they give me this shit. So you know what? I don't know what I'm getting into anymore. I have no idea. I don't know what the hell is going on. I hope my thumbnail is even slightly relevant to what actually goes on in this thing. So you know what? Let's take a drink and get into this shit. Alright, so last time we left off, we were late for class after kicking out the girl that we freaking love, apparently. But we can't tell her that we love her because it'd be way too easy. So let's get into this, shall we? By the time I actually enter the classroom, it's already 8:42 a.m. The teacher glances at me from his periphery, but surprisingly enough, he doesn't try to humiliate me. Huh? Really? With all the shit I give these teachers, they aren't trying to humiliate me at every turn? Fuck. In fact, he doesn't make a single comment. It's as if I wasn't late at all. Elizabeth, on the other hand, is wearing a prominent glare as I slip into my seat. Oh yeah, Elizabeth's a little bitch baby, I forgot. She keeps her mouth shut, but her face radiates with disapproval. Yahiko nudges my foot and gestures frantically. Dude! His voice spits out in a hurried whisper. I lean over to hear what he has to say. What? Of all the days to be late, it's just today? What, was there a pop quiz? Huh? There was a pop quiz? I'll take that as a no. Dude, I'm talking about the kitty over there. You missed her intro earlier. He gestures vaguely to the back of the classroom. I sneak a peek when I'm sure the teacher isn't looking. Oh, that a bib? Hey. She's holding her hand behind. Okay, that looks awkward as all fuck. That doesn't even look comfortable. Why is her hand like that? Why are her hands doing that? Like, why is her hand doing that? That's weird. That's weird, damn it. That's weird. I find a girl sitting by the window, head delicately turned against slinger fingers as she examines something in the distance. I speak English really well. It's almost as if this is my first language or something. In ordinary circumstances, I might have thought her to be gorgeous. After all, she matches the ideal of traditional beauty to a T. Silky hair, porcelain skin, delicate lips, the whole 9 yards. I don't know why I felt I need to get all into that. But you know what? I did it, and you can't fucking stop me. But instead, I only find myself thinking, what the hell? Promptly followed by, who, what, when, where, why, how? Damn, I went through the 5 W's and an H. Very intelligible. I know. Very intelligible, I know. I can hear my parents in the background. I know you can too. But how else am I supposed to react when an old friend whom I haven't seen in ages just randomly walks back into my life? Is this the girl that what's her name was talking about? What are the chances that this is the girl that fucking I can't, I'm not good with all the names yet. Is this the girl that what's her name was talking about? Because if so, this is gonna be weird. Oh my god. Okay. Walks back in the mouth. Not only that, but as a transfer student to my school on the very last year I happened to be there, Her eyes snap to mine, but before I can see a reaction, I quickly whip back to the front of the classroom. Maybe I'm seeing things. Maybe it's not really her. There's no way it can be her. Right? I reluctantly tune my hearing back to the teacher, who seems to be in a very enthusiastic rant about technology. Surprise, surprise. This generation is wasting away from being glued to dead pixels every waking moment. Well, today, I'm not having any of these newfangled contraptions. We're returning to the trusty pen and paper. As the class erupts into groans, he scribbles 3 words on the board with his stylus. Your dream job. They just won't give us a break, will they? Furthermore, the teacher deactivated our tablets and is currently handing out sheets of lined paper. Fucker. Handwriting? Really? As Yahiko passes the stack of paper to me, he leans close. So, what do you think? I think I'm tired of writing about my non-existent future. Ooh, shit. Huh? I was talking about the new girl. Oh, right, the new girl. Was her name Masaki Kazahaya by any chance? Huh? How did you know? So it really is her. I never thought I would see her again, much less in my own classroom. Oh, I know. You must have some sort of psychic ability. Totally. What? Shut the fuck up. I mean, how else could you have known her name? Can you read her mind too? What does she think of me? I really love giving him the personality of Ed from Good Burger. It just makes me happy. I don't know why. How he came to that conclusion is beyond me. Nevertheless, this seems like an excellent opportunity to screw with him. It'd be kind of a shame not to. I press my fingers to my temples, pretending to tune into Masaki's thoughts. Oh, I see. Huh? What? She has a huge crush on you. Really? But... Yahiko shakes his leg impatiently as I pause. Can you stop thinking for a second? I keep getting interference. Huh? Oh, sorry. He scrunches his face in concentration. Now you're thinking of not thinking. Whoa! You really can read minds! You doubt my abilities? No, Shh, I'm getting something. Yahiko clamps his mouth shut. I rub my temples, mumbling under my breath. It seems she has a crush on you, but she doesn't think you have the courage to talk to her. Yahiko puffs out his chest as if he were presented with a challenge. Huh! As if anything can consider the great Yahiko Ikari from approaching such a beauty. Yahiko! This is a writing prompt, not a discussion prompt. Focus on your own assignment. Right. Sorry, Teach. He immediately regains his composure and starts scribbling messily on his composition note paper. That was oddly quick. I take a quick glance around. My classmates are hunched over their desk, some writing furiously, some staring awkwardly into space. The most avid one is Elizabeth, who's already on the second page, lips moving furtively as her arms blurs down her paper. I'm not surprised. She retains this naive belief that she can actually control her future. Damn, that's low-key kind of harsh. I'd like to at least think that you can control your future a little bit. Like, goddamn. The fuck? I can't wait for life to prove her wrong. Holy shit, dude, that's just vindictive as fuck. Calm the hell down. Masaki, on the other hand, has completely thrown away any pretense of studiousness, choosing to text under her desk with the one hand while simultaneously pretending to write with the other. That's fucking skill. That's skillful. I thought I was good at pretending not to do. No, I wasn't. I sat right in the front. I sat right in the front and didn't give a shit. I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. Teachers hated it, but you know what? They respected it because I was like, no. They were like, well, are you not going to do your work? No, I'm not. Actually, I'm good. I'm just gonna chill. Maybe take a nap. I was not good in school. Not sure if you could tell, but I was not good in school. That's pretty impressive, actually. See, I told you that's impressive. I take a quick pinch on the arm. I take a quick pinch on the arm to check my state of consciousness. Not dreaming, apparently. It's Masaki Kazuhaya in the flesh. 5 minutes. Right, the assignment. What did the teacher say? Dream job, write 1 page. I stare at the prompt of the screen as if it'll provide an answer. I don't want to deal with this. I definitely set my pencil and paper and scribble my response. 1 page. As morning classes slug on, I feel a very prominent gaze burning into the back of my head. I refuse to turn around, trying to piece together my thoughts. Should I approach her or not? When the bell rings, Yahiko immediately tugs on my sleeve, his face shining. Dude, I'm gonna talk to her. Who? The new girl, of course. She must be the shy princess type, waiting for her Prince Charming to sweep her off her feet. As you can tell, I really into his character. I like his character a lot. As much as I hate his character, I fucking love his character because he's so dumb. He's so dense. He's so dumb. It's so great. Who better than me to make her dream come true? I think you mean nightmare. Well, good luck with that. Huh? You're not coming? Why would I? Surely Yahiko Akari wouldn't be suggesting that he needs help from me. To learn, of course. I worry for you, man. You may end up a spinster your whole life. Spinster. I don't think I've heard anyone get called a spinster ever. That's amazing, though. I like that. You haven't snagged a single date in all the time I've known you. Well, neither have you, but I won't mention that. Or the fact that spinsters are exclusively female. Okay, now I need to know what a fucking spinster is. To Google. An unmarried woman, typically an older woman, beyond the usual age for marriage. So he just called me okay, fair play. Is there a male version of the spinster? We'll fucking look it up later. So, are you coming? I am, I guess. At the very least, this will be a chance for me to see what kind of person she's become. Yahiko swaggers over to the side of Masaki's desk, expertly raising a single eyebrow as he flips his hair out of his face. Why, hello there. I brace myself for a slap or a headlock in response. But Masaki only tilts her head quietly to the side, regarding him with a single arched brow. Can I help you? This appears to fluster Yahiko for a moment. Thankfully, he's not the school's best Casanova for nothing, which honestly really tells you something about the quality of our Casanovas. Actually, yeah. Do you have a map? Because before he can finish that sentence, Misaki's fingers whip around her phone with the ease of long practice. In 3 seconds flat, she's pulled a campus map onto her screen and shoved it in front of his face. Here, what in particular are you looking for? Oh, I kind of want to give her a bitchy sound. Here, what in particular are you looking for? Wait. Oh, are you also a transfer student? What? That certainly would make more sense. I was just thinking it's a little strange that a student would be asking me for directions since I just transferred here. But I should have realized you must feel the instant connection of a fellow transfer student. When did you come here? When did you come here? Wait, this is a big misunderstanding. I'm trying to hit on you. Oh, I see. 7 out of 10. Huh? I rated your approach. You didn't even introduce yourself. Oh, you're right. How careless of me. I am the one and only Yahiko Ikari. Surely you've heard of me. I highly doubt that. You wouldn't by any chance happen to be the Yahiko Ikari from Grover Mecker? The president's aide? That Yahiko Ikari? Yahiko's chest practically doubles in size. Wait, what? Indeed I am. Are you by chance a fan? The biggest! I really enjoyed the political satire, and the music is just amazing. Have we been watching the same show? Like, that's the... Can I cut back to what that looked like? No! We must not have been watching the same show. I don't know what she was watching. She must have been watching like House of Cards or some shit. Did you know that our pattern tag is one of the top trending? And Isamu Times has us listed as a viral phenomenon. Viral for what reasons? Well, that must be a different story. Congrats! I was sure that it would become a big hit. But of course, even the stars themselves are no match for an Ikari. Or the moon. Wait, was that me or was that him? Or the moon. Oh, yep, that was me. Oh yeah, guess what my next dream is? Is it to build a vacation home on the moon? Yes. A vacation home? I wonder what would happen if you jumped on a trampoline while on the moon. How high could you go? I don't know, but I'm definitely going to test it. Yahiko and Masaki are new besties apparently, which is nothing short of absolutely terrifying. Meanwhile, I'm being completely ignored. Maybe she doesn't recognize me. Hey, Mickey. She tilts her head in my direction, eyes bright. Hi. Do I know you? Wait, what? She doesn't remember? Come to think of it, she hasn't spared me a single word or even a glance. She doesn't. How could she not? It's Yama Ishimoto. He's my minion! I'm sorry, I don't think we've met. Oh, you've got to be kidding. Childhood friend, 4 years back, you, me, Rui, we all hung out together. What? Total blankness, she's honestly forgot. Words start pouring out of my mouth as if I frantically search for something that could get a reaction out of her. We all lived in Seto, small town, 3 hours drive away. Yes? No? I'm sorry, I don't think... We all played together, we were inseparable, we met at the festival, the one with the lanterns. Masaki's expression gradually turns from polite to more and more skeptical. Of all the ways I imagined we'd reunite, this definitely was not at the top of the list. Do you really not remember? I'm really very sorry. This can't be it. Rui and I bawled our eyes out after she left. We hovered over the phone for hours waiting for a single call. When nothing came, we even resorted to hovering by the mailbox in vain, hopes she would receive some snail mail. Is she saying that during that time, that 1 month, which turned into 6, which turned into 1 year, which turned into 4 years, she just forgotten us? How could that be possible? Unless... By any chance, you haven't gotten into a tragic car accident and ended up with amnesia, have you? That's why you haven't called. Not in 4 years. She backs away slowly, eyeing me like I'm an insane psychopath. Okay, this is bad. This is really bad. I wore a kimono. You really don't remember that? She stops at that, a flash of recognition catching her eyes. Got her. Besides the fact that this is this is the utter brandingness of, I wore a goodbye kitty kimono and ran around calling you a tooth fairy. Well, this is indeed the girl that Yui was talking about, but at the same time, now Yahiko knows, and apparently I just don't give a shit. And Mickey here just knows no thoughts, just no idea. Just, I don't know who you are. The fuck? Oh, goodbye, kitty. Can we just take a second to appreciate their not getting suedness? Like, we gotta make sure we don't get sued. But we all want to know exactly what we're talking about. So instead of hello, kitty, goodbye, kitty. Nail it. I love it. I really do. As much as I'm making fun of it, I love it. I think it's hilarious. Yahako. Misaki? You did. On second thought, I really shouldn't have talked to her with no one else in the classroom. I was a kid. But you wore Komone and call her the Tooth Fairy? Well, yeah, but... About time you admitted it, Yama. I'm struck speechless at the situation begins to dawn on me. You know who I am. You bitch you. No, you? How could I not? It's only been 4 years. Then you were faking it, of course. Why were you pretending not to notice me earlier? I knew you recognized me. Well, it's not every day you see an old friend who just decides to disappear one day. She stops at that, a flicker of irritation crossing her eyes. Yeah, at my cutting tone. It's not like I wanted to leave, Seto Yama. So why did you? My, mother didn't leave me with much of a choice. You mean Satomi? She nods. Could have at least told us you were moving. I couldn't. I wait for an elaboration, but it never comes. That's it. You just couldn't tell us? Why? Do you mind if we can talk about it later, Yama? I'm not very comfortable discussing it in class. I open my mouth to object, but something about Misaki's expression prevents me from pursuing the issue further. She genuinely seems distraught. Wait. Yama wore a goodbye kitty kimono and called Misaki the Tooth Fairy? Luckily, Yahako manages to change the subject. I decide to play along for the time being. I was a little kid, dang it. I hear excuses, all excuses. It's not an excuse, there's an illegitimate explanation. I somehow fell and got my yukata dirty, and it was at the festival, and we weren't very close to home, and Mickey had an extra kimono. A goodbye kitty kimono. Yes. Somehow having Yahako mock me just makes the entire thing 10 times worse. Really, I'd figure 100. I cast a half-pleading, half-indignant glare at Misaki, who only shrugs in response. Fuck, you hang around the same type of girls, dude. Yui and Misaki, both of them, just fucking tight, fucking Naruto type love shit. Like, the fuck? This is bull. It isn't my fault that you enjoy cross-dressing. I don't. If only I had Patter at the time, I would have taken a photo. Wait, so what's this Patter you keep mentioning? Judging by the reactions I'm getting, I've committed a huge faux pas. You didn't know what Patter is? Where have you been living your whole life? Under a rock? Well, technically that's what my name would imply. What is it, like the Secret Service database or something? Far more important, it's the most popular social networking website in today's society. I really question your priorities. Through Patter, you should post 90 characters of... I was wondering whether it was... I thought it was parodying Twitter, but I wasn't sure, and this is amazing. Although you only get 90 characters? Why only 90? I mean, we only get 120. What is that, like 40 characters more? And most people probably only use 90, so yeah, no, that's Twitter. It allows you to spread important news, demonstrate your support, prove instant feedback to your questions, or just blog about your day. Reverend Mecker got big because of Potter. As for me, I like to give updates on the progress of my days. Okay, fine, but does anyone actually care? A sudden deathly chill pervades the room. Bro, you are fucking with some people right now. You are ruffling all the feathers right now. Like, what the hell are you doing? My second major faux pas of the day, apparently. People care. People care. Are you sure? Because the way I see it, tapping 2 buttons doesn't exactly make you... They care. They care, damn it. Don't say nothing... Don't say nothing different till you pat yourself. Don't say nothing? Intense Misaki? Wait, what? But the conversation grinds to a halt when Misaki's phone trills in her hand. She immediately regains her composure. Kazahaya speaking. Yes. Understood. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Yo, she actually picked out her phone. That's really dope. Like, for every movement, there's something going on. She cuts the call and shoves her phone into her pocket, looking me square in the eye. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. I must go. Duty calls. Duty? What kind of duty? My employer has a job for me. Job? Now what about school? There's a theory brewing, but I don't want to spoil possibilities, and I don't want you guys... Alright, I got a theory. I might break this entire visual novel right now, but I've got a theory. She's getting a call from an employer. Earlier when we talked to someone, they were at a job and they had to call the employer to say that something was done. When we first started off the episode 1, we had to figure out, like, she was talking about something was like, there was someone talking about, oh, the job must be done. Is it possible? I might be breaking the entire visual novel right now, but is it possible that Misaki was either the one on the phone talking about there's a job, or even possibly the artist in the forest there? Taking it one step further, is it possible that Misaki's mom that they were talking about is the reason they had to move so quickly is because they possibly got caught in some sort of act of the sort? Maybe the mom might be the crazy artist, and maybe the daughter is the one that has to do certain things to make sure she doesn't get caught. That's my theories for the moment. I'm putting it out there right here, right now. That we're gonna read through the rest of the visual novel, and I'm calling out any extra evidence towards my theories or any other theories that I might have. Anyway, job now. What about school? Oh, I'm sure they'll excuse this one. Let's talk again later, Yama. Oh, and make sure to bring Rui, okay? Goodbye. And like a tornado stalking its next target, she blazes out of the room. I've got theories. What are the chances that Rui and Misaki are not going to be getting along as much as they used to? Or what are the chances that they do and that they both are really into Yama? Theories. I'm left completely dumbfounded with Yahuko, who's dancing around the room like he just won his mansion on the moon. I have a fan! An actual fan! A real fan! I wonder how long it'll be before I can pledge her to my service as my first true minion. Good luck with that. I wordlessly leave him in his fantasy world of domination and head to the cafeteria. It's more out of routine than actually feeling hungry. The shock of running into an old friend after 4 years might have something to do with that. Maybe I should be angry at Misaki, but at the same time, who knows what has happened to her and her mother? She seemed pretty uncomfortable talking about it. At least she's here now. I guess that's all that matters. If Misaki wants to tell me, she will on her own time. The cafeteria is broad and beautiful, boasting polished surfaces and tidy, well-lit spaces. Modern furniture settles well on the brushed mahogany floor. Students in pristine uniforms travel to and fro, scooping food from the extensive buffet counters around the perimeter of the cafeteria and returning to their friends. This is an amazing cafeteria, let me just say that. I have never seen a cafeteria this beautiful. Maybe a college cafeteria, but that'd be about it, if... And what's up with that TV? Bro, let's look at this TV for a second, shall we? Why do we need a TV that wide? That is glorious. If we can put a curve on that, I would actually buy that TV. What is it, like 4K? That looks like it might be 5 or 6K, man. Fuck you mean. And what the hell is this back here? The fuck is that supposed to be? Like, for what is that supposed to be? We got some food in here. You guys know I love taking a look at all the backgrounds. I love the beauty of this, though. All right, let's continue. Returning to their friends. I spot Rui in the back corner of the cafeteria, staring up at the skylight with a thoughtful tilt to her head. Actually, this would be a perfect time to tell her about Misaki. Rui would be thrilled to see her again. Hey, Rui! She jumps slightly at the sudden sound, and only then do I remember that I'm supposed to be apologizing for being dramatic yesterday. Except, I've never been great at apologizing, or even good, or actually even mildly passable. I'm really bad at that. Say, how are ya? I'm doing okay. How was class? It was okay, I guess. Oh, okay. We shuffle for a moment and I finally clear my throat. About yesterday. It's okay, Alma. I know that seeing the bus must have brought up some memories. You were just lashing out. But I shouldn't have. No, I guess not. I'm officially giving Rui that same voice that I gave Setsumi in Narcissisu. I feel like she has that type of demeanor, but is also very dramatic about it. She's very out there. She reminds me of, God, what's the name? I'm very good at my anime character names, as you can tell. She reminds me very much of... Right now, the only character that I'm thinking of is Rim, and that's just because I just finished ReZero recently. But no, I'm thinking of a character... Oh, what's the ice girl from DxD High School? I think it is. And it's the ice girl. I forget her name. I will think of it or look it up, one of the two, and maybe it'll be here. But yeah, no. No, I guess not. So next time something like that happens, I reserve the right to slap you silly. And just like that, everything is right between us. What have I done to deserve a friend like this? Thanks. Not enough. But buy me lunch. What? Oh, come on. It's only fair. If I go into debt, I blame you for constantly mooching off of me. Are you ever gonna pay for your own food? Probably not. But you can't count those grocery trips because I ended up cooking everything for you. And yourself. Labor taxes. Let's go already. I'm hungry. But just as she reaches forward and pulls my arms into her side, we hear a very familiar voice from behind us. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What do we have here? Oh, this Manasoka. I love this guy. This guy's cool. He's cool in my book. Yeah. We jerk around in synchronization and promptly come to face with Mr. Ryota. Rui quickly squeaks and jumps away, suddenly bashful. Oh, hi, Mr. Ryota. Look at you two. Adorable childhood friends finally getting together after years of unneeded drama. Bah, I feel sick. What is this, some crappy anime? What? We're not together? I wouldn't go out with Yama in a million years. It's actually really adorable, and I struggle to maintain a straight face. I know, I'm just too good for you. She snaps back into Rui that the rest of the academy knows her as witty, confident, and a touch of malicious. She opens her mouth, no doubt to smite me with some comeback or another, but Mr. Riho breaks us up. Well, if I don't end up barfing my guts out, you guys will have the most adorable wedding in all of history. And there goes Rui. Rui. How can you say something like that, Mr. You're a teacher. You should know better. Oh, come on now. You two will look back on this day and mark my words. What's up with the audio skips? That's weird. You guys are hearing that every time I like click forward. It's like din. I don't like it, but it's weird. Something to be worked out, I hope. With a cheerful wave, he splits to the faculty express line. Those words sounded fairly ominous. I can already imagine all the embarrassing stories he'd liberally share with all the other wedding guests. We probably have so many people rolling in the aisles from laughter that Rui wouldn't be able to walk properly. What the heck am I thinking about? Wedding? Rui? We're not doing this again. Ugh. Mr. Ryota is his usual self, I see. Yep. Now he's got me thinking. Nope. Not going there. Maybe now will be a good time to switch the topic. Oh, right. I even have the perfect material. Hey, Rui, you're not gonna believe this, but I saw Mickey today. Rui's face cuts to complete blankness in the space of a millisecond. It is really shocking news. Maybe I should have eased it a bit. She ended up transferring to this school, and we coincidentally wound up in the same class. Dead silence. I finally start to feel a prickle of apprehension. We can hang out together again. We can... Did you talk to her? What? Of course. It's Mickey. Well, Rui, what's wrong? Aren't you happy? Well, no. I'm not. As far as I'm concerned, she has nothing to do with either of us anymore. Don't you remember? We were kids who held a stupid grudge for something beyond her control. Come on, we're older than that now. Oh, are we? She didn't really apologize, did she? Well... I pause for a moment. Rui's expression immediately darkens. I see that she didn't, and I know why. Because she wasn't there to see you fall apart. I don't think you remember, Yama, but you were in a really bad place after she left. Even to the point where, I mean, you know. But that wasn't because of Masaki. I mean, yeah, but she triggered the whole thing. It's just, when I think about it, I get mad at her. Really mad. So it's probably best for both her and me if she stays away. So you're not gonna be friends again? The thought is so baffling that I can't help but stutter. In my mind, we'd always been a package deal. Me, Rui, Masaki. It was either all or nothing. I mean, you're your own person. You should hang out with whoever you want. But I can't be buddy-buddy with Masaki until she realizes what she's done. I never thought Rui, of all people, would be irrational. Is it really irrational, though? Like, let's think about this, Yama. If she had to watch you fall apart, the thing that made you fall apart probably wouldn't be your favorite thing in the world. Would it? How bad had I been, exactly? I'd never seen Rui so upset. At least not in a really long time. Sorry to be a downer. Why don't we just grab some lunch? How about you go on ahead? I need to talk to Mr. Ryota. Okay. Surprisingly, she doesn't ask me any more questions. She heads to the lunch line without a word. Maybe she also feels rotten inside, like something has been lost forever. I shake these thoughts and immediately locate Mr. Ryota, who's just popped out of the faculty line and, conveniently enough, is headed in my direction. He watches our separation with an eyebrow raised to his hairline. Oh, are the newlyweds running into trouble? I ignore this. Good timing, Mr. Ryota. I wanted to ask you something. If the question is whether to officially ask Rui out, the answer is yes. What? No, that's not the question. Oh, really? That's a bit boring. Rui and I aren't... You know what? Never mind. I was wondering what it means when you see someone you haven't seen in forever who you thought disappeared off the planet. It means exactly what you just said. Your life is actually a crappy anime. Your life actually is a crappy anime. I never said that. Oh, you didn't? Mr. Ryota. Sorry, can't help it. Now, who's this person that you haven't seen in forever? She just transferred into my class this morning. Rui, her, me, we were really close. When we were little, back in our hometown, Seto. Transfer student, childhood friend. Don't even think about it. I know the anime tropes, dude. Don't do it. No. Bad, Mr. Ryota. Too late. My life is not a crappy anime. It's not. You're right. It's a really crappy anime. I just said it's a really crappy anime. Fuck you mean. So what's the problem? Well, I talked with her and I think we'll be friends again, but Rui is jealous? What? No. What is this, junior high? Sorry, I'll shut up. See, when Masaki, that's the transfer student, left, she accidentally triggered a giant depressive state that basically left me in the dumps for a year. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. Rui claims it was bad. Yama, when can you come by my office today? I want to listen properly to you, and the cafeteria that's not exactly an ideal environment. Well, I guess Mr. Ryota got hired into his job for an actual reason. Okay. Guess I'll drop by after school? Or during. Really, either works. Now off to lunch, you. Gotta eat before the bell rings. Young growing boy needs all the nutrition they can get. He can't sound like the wise, all-knowing teacher when he just implied it was for me to ditch school. It was fine for me to ditch school. See you later, Mr. Ryota. He only responds with a casual wave before he saunters over to the nearest table, chatting easily with a group of students. Sweet. Mr. Ryota's dope. Dope AF, dude. I snag a plate of food and search for Rui, but she's nowhere in sight. Guess that conversation took a little longer than I originally intended. I quickly scarfed my own food down and returned to the classroom. I like the music. Can you tell? Alright, class, let's take secondary roll before we head into the courtyard. What? We have more PE? The teacher's halfway through the rolling her eyes before she catches herself. I guess it's not a good example to roll your eyes in front of your students. No, Yahiko. Today's career day, as has been announced over the PA for the past 3 days. I like to think that the teacher would add that, don't you think? Anyway, afternoon classes are canceled so that third-year students may explore possible future occupations with specialists. Right. Questions of the future. Writing prompt about our dream job. Now career day. I think I'm sensing a pattern here. Really? We're already running a little late, so let's make this quick. Anyone missing? No. That prompts us to glance around. I think he's right, ma'am. Everyone's here. Everyone except Misaki, who's apparently is at her job. Time to do some not so subtle recon. Teacher, where's that girl? The one who was sitting by the window. The teacher waves her hand dismissively. Special circumstances. Anyone else? Despite myself, I feel a prick of curiosity. Special circumstances? What kind of circumstances couldn't warrant such an offhand dismissal? Could warrant such an offhand dismissal from the teacher? I thought most teachers loathe making exceptions for mandatory events. Just what could Masaki's job be? As the teacher continues to survey the classroom, I feel a nudge against my arm. I'm surprised you brought it up. What? Usually, you wouldn't say anything even if you noticed. You would have thought it to be too much trouble. Her words are remarkably neutral. It's awkward. It feels like a trap. I think you should stop pretending like you actually know me. Or that you have a brain. You're insufferable. She storms to the back of the room in a huff. I'm insufferable? She's done far worse. And she's still judging me. What a hypocrite. What a hypocrite. Alright, looks like everyone else is here. To the courtyard, destiny awaits. There are more than a few rolled eyes, but everyone obediently files out of the classroom. See, there was that skip again. It's weird. That's really odd. I don't know what it's about. Our class pours into the courtyard, which currently resembles a crowded street market. Columns of booths are set in orderly lines, each attempting to outshine the others with progressively more and more outraging signage. Progressively louder music. Oh, I wonder if they've got a bid for my future job. Come to think of it, in all the 203 times that he's talked about his dream, he's never once mentioned his future job. Just all the things he'll own. Oh, and what might that be? Isn't it obvious? With my stunning good looks and all. So, a trash can? Is that even a job? Of course it's a job. Oh, well, no, I want to be a model. That's ridiculous. Wait, it's not as silly as it seems. I mean, seeing how he just believed that being a trash can be a profession, he can't have a job that requires him to think. He also can't have a job that requires social interaction. He just repel people instead of attracting them. Those are his two biggest flaws, and modeling doesn't need either. As for his looks, I hate to admit it, but he's not so bad. He's not so bad looking. He'd probably be able to land himself a girlfriend if he could just keep quiet. It almost sounds like a serious plan. Yahako, my friend, I'm glad you finally realized the cruel truth. What are you talking about? I'm just saying that it's a good idea, especially coming from you. Isn't it? Once I become famous, the entire world will be able to witness my magnificence. I'll be on TV, the internet, advertising blimps, basically everywhere. On second thought, maybe it's a terrible idea. Well, if you didn't mind me, I'm off to meet my destiny. And with that, he skips off into the crowd, leaving me awkwardly leaning against the walls like some kind of delinquent. I'm not really sure what to do. I'll be wasting my time if I look around, but I'll be wasting my time if I stay here. What a conundrum. You there! I turn to the source of the voice, a man in a medical coat standing in front of a booth boasting the hieroglyphic sign, Way Forward Pharmaceuticals Hospital Division. I'm guessing he's a doctor. Are you interested in becoming a doctor? Bodies, open wombs? Yeah? No? Sorry, I don't think I can deal with the pressure of being a doctor. If that's what you're worried about, Don't worry, I'm a heart surgeon and I get an entire team of people helping me during the operations. Well, if I have people helping me. Scalpel, please. Nah. What do you mean, nah? I thought I was supposed to do all the cutting this time. That doesn't matter. It sure does. I see what's going on here. You want to take all the credit. Well, guess what? That ain't happening. What are you talking about? I'm the doctor here. Doctor, the patient is in critical condition. If you don't ask fast, he's gonna die. The patient is dying, dang it. Give me the scalpel. Whoa there. Don't be getting your scrubs in a bunch. Doctor, the patient is dead. See, look what you did. Look what Yeah, I don't think a doctor's being right for me. Are you sure? We've got a great internship program. I'm good, thanks though. My God, you know what's even one thing probably worse than that would probably have to be army recruiters. I fucking hate army recruiters so much. Military recruiters are the fucking worst. They are the worst. I have had so many times where like I've had to talk with military recruiters and I hate it every time. There's not been one time that I was like, you know, this military thing seems like a good idea. No, fuck off. I hate the military so much when it comes to the, oh, it's so bad. I hate the recruiters. They're the worst. Anyway, another nearby booth catches my eyes. A multicolored sign that claims it's from the National Education Institute. Also, I think I knocked my... There we go. Behind the booth, a tall woman in glasses is speaking animatedly to a small group of students. Don't you feel that we have a duty to equip the next generation? In the society, knowledge is power, and we need to ensure that our successors have the power to move forward. My job is the best and the most beneficial, and there are no downsides whatsoever. Bullshit. Yeah, been there, heard that. Don't your students annoy you or tire you out? Well, I've had some ups and downs in my career, of course. The more, difficult students may be perplexing at first, but when you persevere, you always end up getting those students back on the right path. Is that so? Teach? What's 5 plus 7? This is high school, Mr. Ikari, not primary school. You should have mastered addition by now. But teach! Excuse me, Mr. Kagome. Smoking is not permitted on campus. Hand those over. You ain't the boss of me, kid. Kid, I'm your teacher. You're shorter than me, and that makes you a kid. Alright, that's it. You're staying after class. You've got detention to serve. Says who? Says you? You couldn't even take on a diseased chicken with one claw tied to its tail. Holy crap, that is a very specific insult, and it's kind of hurtful. Why can't you be that eloquent on your essays? Teacher. What's wrong? What are you crying? Again? For what for? Oh, you're angry at me. I'm so terrible. I can't. Hey, don't cry. Yeah, I don't think I have enough patience to deal with students. I meandered down the rows of booths, apathetically peering at any that seemed mildly entertaining. One man with a remarkably bushy mustache raises his fist in the air, yelling at the top of his lungs. Speaking of the military, do you love Japan? Join the Japanese Self-Defense Force today! Wow, I thought those kind of die-hard patriots only existed on TV. Any man who's able to follow orders can be seen as a hero of Japan. If you're still alive. Grenade! Cover it, soldier. What? But we could just run away. Drop that grenade or I'll have you court-martialed for insubordination. But I'll die. All the better. Hop to it. Yeah, not happening. I turn away from the booth. Everything I see is equally unpromising. Do you have a knack for cooking? Why not apply to Lyon Culinary School? Gather here, engineers, mathematicians, fellow countrymen. The biggest digital corporation in the world, Limniscate, has positions open for you. I wonder if they're actually gonna pay. I wonder if that's actually gonna play any sort of role. Engineering companies seem to always play a role in any anything anime. Have you always wanted to help the hurting? Join us at the Comus Therapy Center and transform the world one life at a time. A quick glance in the other direction reveals that I seem to be the only one having trouble. I find Elizabeth in deep conversation with a police officer just a few feet away. Wouldn't have thought her to be the type. Maybe she's sucking up to them so they'll let her off for her corporate fraud. Can we stop? Meh, I can't really judge her. At least she's found something that she's interested in. Me, on the other hand, well, I have nothing. Why is Rui there? What's up? Can't find your life's calling? What? I turn to the source of the voice. A scraggly man slumped against a rickety folding chair. A worn beanie plopped on his head and a thoroughbred trench coat thrown on his shoulders. There's no sign on his booth. Is hobo a legitimate career? Ha! Youngsters these days, you hold your future in your own hands and you don't even know what to do with it. You're lucky, you know. There was a time when people didn't have the luxury of choosing their career. Upon second glance, I noticed that there are several racks of books settled in the back of the booth. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to the genre: science fiction, mystery, fantasy, young adult. But they're all under the same name. Wait, are you a writer? He smiles when I ask him this. What? Surprise? Who'd you think I was? An adventurer? Globetrotter? A homeless guy, actually. He throws back his head and laughs. You've got a life. I can't wait to read your stories. Somehow I don't think that being a writer would fit me. Oh, somebody help. Whatever shall I do? She's turning more into vanilla because I just can't figure out a voice for her. Fear not, generic damsel in distress. I'm the hero. I lost the previous battle, so this is the heroic rematch where I'm guaranteed to win. How fortunate. After you win this final battle, I shall bestow you with an obligatory smooch of victory. Hey, you can't just ignore the villain. I've got your girl, Yama. Oh, spare us your evil gloating. It'll only lead to your downfall. But I gotta give a motive rant so that we understand your identity as a tragic villain. Nah, I'll just put it out as a footnote. Okay, I'm tired of this needless banter. I've actually written the princess's backstory, so that she's a badass in distress. What? But you didn't even foreshadow that. Too bad. I need to move the plot forward. Hiya! No! Yeah, I don't think I can come up with the original material. That's why you just rip off real life, you know. Thanks, but no thanks. He shrugs apathetically as I walk away. A nearby small group of students catches my eye. They're gathered in front of a man in a long, sweeping lab coat. Although his voice is placid, there lies an undercurrent of power in every word he says. Life is a fragile thing. There's an unspeakable number of ways for the human body to fail, and even more for it to be broken. Death was accepted by an inevitable part of life, a natural stage in the cycle of this world. But it doesn't have to be that way. The man in the lab coat straightens as the students break into hurried whispers. Through research, we can create medicine that fights diseases and treats disorders, extending our lives exponentially, and maybe indefinitely. Ah, so he's a medical researcher. He fixes his gaze on each individual in the crowd, not in a hostile manner, but certainly in an unnerving one. The day may come when we can defy death. His eyes land on me. The intelligent arc of his brow and the commanding line of his jaw shifts slightly as he examines me. I feel frozen beneath his piercing gaze. I'm gonna need you to clean up a little bit, Murasoka. It isn't exactly uncomfortable, just strange. Eventually he turns away, adjusting his golden glasses. Those are not golden, just saying. That are settled on the bridge of his nose. If you seek to make a lasting influence on the world, join us at Way Forward Pharmaceuticals in the research division. Together, we can accomplish the impossible and prevent the inevitable. The crowd of students breaks into applause, their faces agape in wonder. I can only scoff. No one can defy death. Anyone who thinks otherwise is just delusional. As I turn away from the Way Forward booth, the PA hums to life. Attention students, Mayor Inori will be speaking at the center stage in 5 minutes. The students around me gasp audibly, breaking into frantic whispers. Mayor Inori? Here? In person? Our school's important, you know. Why wouldn't he come? Come on, let's go get us a good spot. I follow the massive throng of students gathering around the courtyard's center stage. Sure enough, Masaru Inori, the ever-popular mayor of Isamu, is in the flesh. He gives the students a cordial wave from behind and an impenetrable line of security guards. You know, back in my day, when dinosaurs roamed the earth, this extracts laughs from the crowd. We always ditched Career Day. We'd pop over to GFC. You should have seen it before it was renovated and stuff ourselves with wings. There were only double S's at the times. Shows how far you've come in society, eh? The crowd chuckles again. Amongst them, I catch a distinct tint of Elizabeth's giggle. As usual, she's eagerly jotting notes on her phone, hanging on to the mayor's every word. The brunette girl, who's always around Elizabeth, is next to her. Surprisingly, she seems equally engrossed in the speech. And yes, I hated Career Day. Thought it was a waste of time. Thought that they were restraining me at a time when all I wanted to do was explore myself, who I was and who I wanted to be. But later, I realized that I was thinking about Career Day in the completely wrong way. It wasn't about deciding my future, it was about exploring the possibilities. He allows a moment of thoughtful silence before he continues. The truth is, you'll probably change careers multiple times in your life. In fact, the average number of job changes is estimated to be 15 times. You could be in med school all your life, but have experience in construction, woodworking, design, architecture, statistics, engineering, maybe even ostrich babysitting or bicycle fishing. Elizabeth smiles into her hand as the students laugh like a perfectly timed track. But as vast as the future is, you don't want to do. You don't want to be hurt. You don't want to go each day full of insecurities, doubts, fears. You don't want to be lied to or backstabbed or treated like a fake. He's actually getting low-key real right now. I won't lie to you. It's a nasty world out there. But I think we can all agree, regardless of who we are, where we're from, we each have an important part to play in the safety of this country. So go on, explore. You guys are bright. And hey, you guys are in a better spot than I was. I thought I'd like nothing more than to be an anthropologist. Not that I even knew what that meant at the time. It just sounded cool. His parting sentence elicits another laugh as he steps off the stage, offering a final wave. The students erupt into cheers in response. Anthropology. I quickly shuffle away from the crowd before the noise overwhelms me. I don't want to like this guy. Heck, I don't want to like any politician. But he seems to be less evil than the others I've seen. Hey, that's actually pretty fair play. Furthermore, he made a good speech. He came across intelligent, but genuine. Two major opposites of politics. Maybe I'll vote in his re-election. Maybe. Hello, stranger. Oh? Wow. Hey, Mickey. I abruptly stopped in my tracks, finally taking in what she's wearing. Well, you're dressed up. Which is putting it lightly. She's draped in a silken kimono that ripples around her figure like water, hair inset with a minimalistic ribbon and crystal pin. She could own the red carpet, or throne, even with that outfit. Pretty, my mind supplies unhelpfully. I quickly grind that part of my mind into dust. Is that all you have to say? Well, what were you expecting, poetry? Oh, dearest, you liken yourself to the starlight with eyes like the moon and a mouth like the purest golden flame the sun e'er did see. She promptly slaps me on the back. Very funny, Shakespeare, too. Although I'm impressed, your recitation was pretty decent. I feel like she's insulting me, but she genuinely seems shocked. So, what brings you here? Do you want to become a model? A what? Oh, no need to be embarrassed. Male models are hardly anything new. However, they do tend to be physically fit. Do you happen to have a six-pack? I ain't trying to... No. Got a fucking keg. Fuck off. I'll pretend I heard none of that. What makes you think I would even want to be a model? You're standing by my company's booth. We are a modeling company. Maybe my theory is a little bit busted, but you know what? Fuck off. It was a theory. A visual novel theory. Thanks for watching. Surprised, I cast a quick glance behind her. Sure enough, a large banner reads Lotus Modeling above a tent with striking photo spreads. It's the kimono, I assume. You assume correctly. So where's Rui? I haven't seen her all day. Oh, that awkward moment when... Oh, you gotta love pop culture reference. Really, that's funny. She attends the school, right? What? Of course she does. So you seen her today? Well, yeah. You didn't tell her about me? Hello, social drama. I missed you. Not. How can I word this delicately? Or better yet, avoid it completely? You should probably get back to your job. I have my eye on you, Yama. Do you really think I can't tell when you're lying? I believe in my ability to run away. Always the same, I see. I've made a mental note to harass you about it later. Until then, Yama. She floats back to her booth, greeting any curious glances with an effortless smile. A model. Her job is modeling. Somehow, I find that a little underwhelming. I almost expected her to be involved with something drastic like the Secret Service or the film industry or even the Olympics. But modeling, where you pose and change and smile for hours and hours. Adventurous, stubborn, Mickey? It doesn't seem to fit her. Whatever, guess it's none of my business anyway. It's time to see Mr. Ryota. This time he opens the door as soon as I knock. Hey, that's new. I don't think I did. I don't think I ever gave his his area a big look over. Let's see what we can find here. Dia stinks. Got a tablet, a little bonsai tree. I love bonsai trees. I want one so badly. I want to get a bonsai tree, but at the same time, I have not been able to find one I've not been able to find one around, and then I also don't know how to care for it, which is the other big part. But, you know. What is this briefcase, though? This little bitch-ass briefcase. He looks like one of those old-timey doctors from, like, the kinds that would make house calls. That's exactly what that looks like. Oh, look, he's got fucking an award of some sort. What the fuck is that supposed to represent? Hey, he's got Bluetooth. Let's start up the jams. Hey! Alright, those are the jams in his office, apparently. What's this? I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be, but it's a weird-ass figure. And maybe a fan? Who knows? What are these? These are like, why do you have empty? These are pointless paintings. Pointless paintings! What is that? Zen 3? I think that's what that says? Alright. I must have caught him at a good time. Welcome, Ishimoto. We've been expecting you. He cackles maniacally and taps his fingertips together. You should have turned in your chair while stroking a cat. Bah, everyone's a critic. Would you have rather been left standing outside in the cold? Outside, I'd be in the hallway. You seem awfully eager to prove your mentor wrong, boy. Well, whether I prove it or not, it's still wrong, right? Ah, yes, but that would never fly in a court of law, you see. Imagine it. I declare the defendant guilty because from a metaphysical standpoint, it is true, even if we have no epistemological link of knowing so. I just lost you. I get that a lot. Go ahead, take a seat. We've got more important things to discuss, no? Hesitantly, I slide into the nearest couch. I've always seen Mr. Ryota as an intelligent man, even if laid back, but I never actually, not understood him. I wonder how much brain mass he's hiding behind that cheery facade. So, the new transfer student, Misaki Kazahaya. I hope you don't mind. I did a little lookup on her. You can do that? Well, there's no explicit rule saying that I can't use a confidential database. I'm pretty sure that there is. Nope, I may be faculty, but I'm not a teacher. It is only stated that teachers have to request special permission. I checked the loopholes. Something feels wrong about this. What did you find out? Well, if I told you, then that's a solid breach of confidentiality. I don't want to go to jail yet. The food's too good here. This is an amazing school. Sign me up. I've never had a school where I was like, the food here though. But the food here though. Pause. I may have slightly lied. I did go to a technical school for a while, and one of the technical courses was they had a culinary program, and they made their own food daily that we could have for breakfast and lunch, and that was pretty lit. I can't even front. Besides that, though, I don't know if you actually count that. Maybe. I don't know, technically. Whatever. Mr. Ryota, I really worry about you sometimes. And this is me talking. So instead, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the matter, Yama. How did you two meet? And you mentioned that she left. Yeah. Oh, this is new. I close my eyes, letting the ever-constant hum of the air conditioner calm my nerves. Then I start talking. I practically subconscious, my mouth dutifully repeats the train of thought running through my mind. Everything is calm, clear, slow. Therapy, something that I've gotten used to over the years. So I easily turn my brain to the topic of interest. Misaki Kazahaya. I met her when I was young. Not too young. A baby still forming thought patterns and ideas about the world, but young enough to be highly impressionable. Yo, this is my thumbnail. This is part of my thumbnail, so this is probably gonna be significant in how things are shown. This is probably not gonna be the last time we see this little image, and I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be pretty important. Nonetheless, I guess let's continue. It had been on a day when I thought nothing could make me smile. Not the vibrant lanterns strewn between the roofs of multicolored booths. Not the festive rhythm of the taco drummers urging on the parade of light-bearing dancers. Not the stands in which a variety of nutritionally questionable foods were being served. Not even Rui, who dragged me out of the house despite my best efforts to stay miserable. It was only an hour into the festival, but I was ready to go. When Rui went to the bathroom, I seriously considered ditching her and going back to my room. Apparently, I was scowling, deeply at that. I didn't know it until a passing girl suddenly stopped in front of me. Does your face always look like that? To say the least, that didn't help my foul mood. I glared up at her. She was pretty. Well, that was the first thought in my head. That instinctive spark of appreciation whenever a guy sees a pretty girl, no matter how much he wants to feel otherwise. Her hair was braided back into an elegant half updo. Light ebony curls forming her porcelain face. Big eyes, long lashes, pointed chin. The kind of traditional beauty you might see in a kimono commercial. Ironic. Of course, the first spark of interest was immediately overridden by indignance that only an 8-year-old boy could feel. What are you looking at? That was the worst that I could have done. What are you looking at? Don't look so grumpy. You should be celebrating. She didn't know anything, of course. Not until a few months later. Festivals are stupid. They are not! Why? There isn't even any reason to celebrate. The girl's face twisted into something resembling anger. It looked strange on her face, like a guinea pig attempting to be seen menacing. You don't even know what the festival's about, do you? Well, of course I didn't, but I wasn't about to admit that. Of course I do. Oh yeah? What's it about? Well, you make lanterns. Uh-huh, and? I fisted my hands at her condescending tone. You write wishes on them and stuff. Wrong. Am not. Yeah, you are. You don't write wishes. You write what you want to tell dead people. Ridiculous, I should have said. Why would you even want to talk to dead people? But I didn't mock it. I couldn't mock it. Dead people? Yep, I can write a message to Auntie on this lantern. On this lantern, and she'd see it. How do you know that? Haven't you heard the story? No, I hadn't. But my 8-year-old pride prevented me from saying that, of course. Thankfully, the girl took my silence as confusion. Well, once upon a time, there was a princess. Was she pretty? Yeah. Good at singing? Yeah. Boring. It is not boring. The indignant anger on her face made me snicker. The first time I had smiled all day. Yeah? Well, what happens? Does she get into trouble and a charming prince has to save her? Just listen. Look, she's actually a big meanie. A mean princess? That wasn't a fairy tale staple. Oh? Yep. But her bodyguard was in love with her and turned her good again. I felt disappointed. The story had a promising start. Bleh. What did he do? Cast a spell? Give a true love's kiss? He died. Oh. Shit. Heavy. Don't look so happy. That time, I broke into a tiny laugh. But it made her good again, right? Well, yeah. She didn't trust anyone before. Thought they were all fake and stuff. It seemed that she was glaring at me at the point of the story. At that point in the story. But before I could open my mouth, she was already continuing. Anyway, the bodyguard sacrificed himself to save her life. So the heavens were super duper impressed and put him in the stars. Aren't stars really really hot? That sounds like a bad thing. Childish indignation flickered across her face. They made him into a constellation. A constellation, you poop. You poop. Bleh. Bleh times infinity. Bleh times infinity plus. Anyway, the princess realized how beautiful love really is. Because he died? She saw how much he loved her, so she decided to be a better person and trust people again. This had nothing to do with the writing's messages to dead lanterns. I was rapidly losing interest. Let me guess, she lived happily ever after. Well, no. The bodyguard died, remember? I like this bodyguard. She glared at me, but somehow it felt less severe than before. She wrote her promises on a lantern and sent it up to the sky so he could see. 'Cause he was a constellation, remember? Now I realize that I could have said a lot of things. That's stupid. He's dead. What could he do about it? But that wasn't on my mind at the time. Everyone turns into a bunch of stars when they die? I think. You think or you know? If they did something to super duper impress the heavens, I guess. I smiled at that. My eyes scoured the street and landed on a simple booth. A handful of other kids were gathered around a short portable table, scrawling on lanterns with calligraphy pens clamped in fisted hands. Let's go. But I already made a lantern. Right to another dead person then. With this overwhelming display of tact and political correctness, I raced towards the table, snatched the lantern from a smiling adult, and plopped down with my pen at the ready. Who are you writing to? None of your beeswax. I began to scrawl characters on my lantern. The girl hovered over my shoulder, squinting judiciously at my jagged brushstrokes. Why is your handwriting so messy? It's not messy. I can't even read it. I whipped around and narrowing my eyes accusingly at her own lantern. Well, yours! I searched for a fault, but not only was her lantern graced with perfect calligraphy, it also proudly bore a few elegant cherry blossoms. Well, yours looks girly! She raises a single eyebrow. It was a remarkably sophisticated expression for a 9-year-old girl to make. I am a girl. And there was nothing much to say to that. Yama! God damn, this is probably Rui. Yama, where have you been? It was as if Rui had materialized out of thin air. I hadn't even noticed that her rapid pitter-patter of her footsteps. Sorry, Rui. Jeez, you could have told me. You were in the bathroom. Huh. Clearly displeased, Rui turned her back on me, but smiled at the other girl. Thanks for taking care of him. I can't do this. Thanks for taking care of him. Surprisingly, the girl smiled back, easy as you please. Well, weren't they getting along just fine? Why did they have to give me such a hard time? Maybe it was a girl thing. A little bit. I'm Rui. I'm Masaki. You gonna make a lantern? Yep. I can't do this voice very well. Yep. How'd you make those pretty flowers? They're really pretty. I can show you. And just like that, the two of them were friends. It took a little longer to warm me up, but whatever the two of them set their minds to, they accomplished. They had always been that way. So fiery, so capable, so lovely. Two playful angels who, for some unfathomable reason to mankind, saw fit to hang around a bucket of depressing sludge like me. Bucket of depressing sludge. Why do you think that about yourself? Mr. Ryota's voice seems to come from far in the distance, faint but recognizable. I respond distractedly. You know me. I'm not useful, or popular, or particularly intelligent. Silence follows the statement, so I only continue. Fuck, if I have to do more voices, hold the hell on. Let's do this. Voices for days. Our families were close. Masaki's father would always throw these get-togethers at their house over the weekends or during special occasions. I remember him being really overwhelming at first. He was a lot like Masaki, only bigger and louder. I rarely saw Masaki's mother. The times I did see her, she was pretty distant. Besides that, I really don't remember much about her. At first, we were inseparable, Misaki and us. But then her father had lost his job and we started seeing less of her. And eventually, they just left. No warning whatsoever. Even our parents tried to get in contact, but no luck. It had been as if the Kazahas had disappeared off the face of the planet. That must have been a hard blow. Rui says it had been. Honestly, I don't remember much of what followed. It all passed in a haze. Essentially, I felt abandoned. I had this idea that everyone close to me would leave me. I don't think I could cry. I only felt empty inside. But Rui says that it was really a terrible time. She says that I didn't eat, didn't sleep, didn't even play any games with her. She says I looked like a ghost. Heck, practically became one. And I don't remember it. But she says that one day... Whoa, what was that? Editing Dalen, go back and comment on that. Okay, so exactly what I thought. That is indeed pills. My dude tried to overdose. I'm just saying, my dude tried to overdose, and okay, so he definitely tried to kill himself. That's an interesting fact and important to the story. That's what I thought, though. So, also, did you guys ever notice I'm super bossy? Apparently, I am super bossy. Anyway, back to the video. That seemed like pill. This is current Dalen talking, but that seemed like pills. Did I try to overdose? Did I just try to overdose? Is that what that was? Yama, what's wrong? Nope, sorry, that's it. Sob story over. Are you sure? You do realize the entire point of therapy is to share your sob stories. It's not a burden, Yama. I'm glad to hear you out. I feel tired. I think I'll have to stop here. It's mainly an excuse, and a very effective one for therapists. Mr. Ryota immediately nods in understanding. Thanks for confiding in me. Just know that what you felt was completely valid. I'm sorry that you had that drama. It's fine. I got over it. I'd like to go now, if that's okay. If you're sure. Is there anything I can do for you? I'm sorry, just a really nice touch that they added. You can hear the AC unit. It's never just straight quiet, it seems like, in this visual novel. Which is one thing that I had, I think I noted in Nekopada every so often it would happen, where it would just be dead quiet. Even if it was like a really important mood and they had like stuff that they could have had, there was no ambient noise. This one has an air conditioner in the background that it mentioned when we first walked in, which is fantastically fitting. And it gives just enough balance, and I like that a lot. I have to give them their praise when I see it. I'm okay. Sorry about that, but I'm back to the story. Sure you don't want a lollipop? Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but thanks. Have a good day, Yama. But at least take this prescription. Prescription? Seriously? Then I actually look at it. 1 bucket of ice cream to be eaten guilt-free. Oh. As far as the administration knows, this is totally a legitimate treatment. Ice cream is one of the core groups in the food pyramid, you know. He actually pulls a genuine laugh out of me. Thanks, Mr. Ryota. And thanks for listening. Anytime. I like Mr. Ryota. He's cool. I exit Mr. Ryota's office in a considerably better mood than when I entered it. I actually don't feel tired. I feel rejuvenated. Seems like those memories have been weighing on me for some time. Maybe therapy will be beneficial. Deciding to take his prescription to heart, I head straight to the downtown shopping area. With my mind cleared, I get to pay a little more attention to the weather, beautiful cloudiness, beautiful cloudless skies, the slightest hint of a cool breeze. You! A girl careens from around a corner and nearly crashes into me. Her glasses flash dangerously as she tips her her newsboy cap over her forehead, studying me with an intensity that could rival an electronic microscope. Me? It's all I can manage to say at the eccentric sight. Yes, you! An idyllic, unlettered civilian. Perfect. A hint of a satisfied smile tugs at her lips. I'm running my words together, and this is really bad. For what must be the 100th time today, I feel a keen sense of impending doom. Respond to my questions with either yes or no. Do not deviate, do not invent, and for the sake of both of our sanities, do not dawdle. First, am I correct in assuming you're an academy student? You must have the wrong person. I've never seen you before. How can you judge the purpose behind this encounter without knowing the criteria I have set in my approach? I am not mistaken, you are my target. Wait, hold up. Is that me? Yes, no, that was the girl. I am not mistaken, you are my target. It doesn't take a genius to sense that this girl means trouble. I decided to conveniently ignore her and step around her. She only steps with me, blocking my path. Again. Oh great, I can sense where this is going. As I envisaged, subject demonstrates a remarkable inability to utilize basic As I envisaged, subject demonstrates a remarkable inability to utilize basic cognitive functions. Talk about uncalled for. Abusive words, overly complicated language. She clearly has a few screws loose. Maybe I should call the hospital, see if they have a runaway mental patient. But she's not wearing hospital clothes. Matter of fact, her clothes say King on it. Look, kid, I don't know what your problem is, but... Kid? The pleasantly cool air suddenly develops a rather harsh chill. Apparently kid is just a huge insult to people. She must be in one of those phases. Just another 14-year-old girl expecting to be treated with the dignity of a grandmother. Albeit a 14-year-old who apparently memorized the dictionary. Well, whatever you are, generally speaking, it's pretty rude to just run up to some random stranger and insult them. Truly your idiocy has risen to a level beyond which I previously surmised. She immediately digs into her pocket and flashes something in front of my face. Shigure Inomoto, freelance detective. Legally certified to inspect crime scenes, obtain private files, and if necessary, interrogate unduly inquisitive citizens with the observational finesse of a blind bat. And you shall note that I am 26 years of age. What's with all the lollies? Wait, what? You're 26. Unless you presume to imply that you are deaf as well as dumb, I suggest. But you're so short. I practically feel ice crystals forming in the air. Well, I should strongly prefer to be short of stature than short of cerebral matter, as seems to be your tendency. Ouch, not a bad blow. But wait, if you're a freelance detective, does that mean that this is an interrogation and I'm a suspect? If I have to go to the police station, do I get an excused absence from class? I see no need to reverse your expectation that you will be willing to you will be taking the unexcused absences as they are. Consider it an inevitability similar to your clinical depression. That stops me. Okay. What? Okay, bitch. What you got? What? How could she possibly... What would even make her think something like that? You might as well carry a sign. From your uniform, you're a student at the academy. From the fact that you're wearing it, you attended school this morning. From the presence in your town rather than in class, you are, as I believe they call it, playing hooky. From that prescription slip, you are enrolled in the recently developed therapy method that the academy has been boasting. From your fairly normal physicality and social skills, your problem is most likely clinical depression or something like high-functioning autism. From, okay, I get it, you're a detective. And you're impressed, but pretending not to be. It is impressive. The observations themselves might seem like common sense, but a person who can actually synthesize them is rare to find. Which, of course, just kind of makes her even more annoying. I relax a little, oddly relieved that she hadn't actually secretly researched me. Now it's your turn. My turn. Of course, what do you see from my physical presentation? I invite you to give your brain some much-needed exercise. Bitch! Bro, I swear, that gets close to firing me up. Close. Sorry, but I have my therapist's instructions to follow. Unless you have any actual business with me, I'd appreciate if you left me alone. I step around her again. This time she doesn't move. But just as I think that I'm home free, I hear a soft whisper drifting from behind me. Do you not wish to play a bigger role in society than an inconsequential pawn in the game of life? Or will you restrict yourself to the confines of your own abilities, just because of her? I quietly stop. Turn around slowly. Tell me how you know that right now. I shall, after you prove yourself mentally capable of comprehending the simplest of my explanations. Fine. She wants to play it that way? Let's play it that way. Time to focus. I'll start with... Let's start with her clothes. Unlike the standard professional wear I might expect of a law enforcement agent, she dresses comfortably. Probably can do that because she's a freelance detective. They also haven't been ironed in a while, which means either she doesn't care or she's a workaholic. Possibly a combination of both. Her shirt proclaims clean, conscious or unconscious association of her egotism. I can't tell much, but I find it strange that she's dressed so casually and expect people to take her seriously. With her height and her clothes, is it any wonder that she's often mistaken for a kid? And one more thing bothers me. She wears comfortable looking clothes, which I previously assumed were for efficiency. After all, chasing down criminals in high heels is a stupid idea. And yet something stands out. Hat and jeans. The hat and jeans. Also, I didn't realize I was actually going to make choices in this game, but right now I'm making choices because fuck this bitch right now. I'm kind of mad at her, but I really want to befriend her. I really want to be friends with her, but fuck her right now. Right, hats are a pain to run with because unless you keep one hand on them at all times, they're likely going to flop around, fall off, or just generally become obnoxious. And jeans are too tight to opt for flexibility. Running in those would either be very uncomfortable or very embarrassing. Which implies that she dresses how she wants to. Definitely a very headstrong individual. If she doesn't choose casual clothes for comfort, knowing that it can interfere with her job, it is purposely choosing it to aggravate others, to announce her individualism. It would match with her choosing to be a freelance detective instead of a corporate investigator. Free-spirited, rebellious, and as I suspect from how she seemingly pulled up on me aside for no reason, guided more than by her heart and her head despite her intellect. Not bad. Next I should think about her body language. She spreads her weight evenly on both feet, unlike most girls who let it lie more on one side or the other. On one side of their hip than the other. Even weight on both feet almost sounds like a fighting stance. She seems relaxed, but with a bright-eyed look of someone expecting danger around every corner. That kind of weight distribution doesn't seem to come naturally. Maybe she was in sports, maybe in self-defense at one point for a while from the looks of it. I'd like to guess martial arts, but I can't say for sure. There are too many possibilities. Okay, then maybe I should think about this a different way. Her movements are crisp and close to the body. When she's speaking, she doesn't gesture very much, even when yelling. Generally speaking, sports emphasizes emotions on a huge scale. Roaring in victory, bawling in defeat. That works. Not only that, but limbs are trained more for gross motor skills than fine motor skills. On the contrary, Shigure has a very tight control of her hands, almost to the point where she seems stiff. Which likely points to something high control like ballet, archery, or more subtle martial art like Wing Chun. I kind of want to look up Wing Chun. Well, that still doesn't narrow things down too much. Time to move on. I've noticed that the way Shigure moves, she primarily tends to use her damn it, I can't cheat. I think she did this, so it would be her left hand. Her left hand is hovering. Ooh, shit. Her left hand is hovering by her hip, where it's likely her holster would be. Maybe. Or could it be coincidental? She doesn't primarily use her left hand for gesturing, at least. I think I'm on the wrong track. Oh, because I have to look at it from my right. Okay. I was talking about this hand over here, but okay. Her left hand is generally stagnant, while her right often takes the most action, adjusting her latches or tapping her hip. Probably safe to assume that she's right-handed. So she used to be involved in a high control form of physical exercise, and she's right-handed. Is that all I can gather from her body language? Well, she doesn't wear any noticeable makeup, she dresses like a kid, and she wears glasses instead of contacts, just calling more attention to her pathetic stature. Wait a minute, when I put it that way, it almost sounds like she wants to be underestimated! Even though she pretends to be indignant about being mistaken for a kid, it looks like that's her intent. Even though she's a freelance detective, she doesn't wear a badge everywhere or carry a gun or anything, really. She probably believes that being underestimated is a valuable skill. I can't say I personally agree, but hey, she's a 26-year-old freelance detective, not me. Now the circumstances. Why here? Why now? Why me? These are all questions I need to address. A detective's approached me and bombarded me with questions, but I see no other policemen. Is she doing this just because she's bored? No. She's specifically looking for an academy student for some reason. I'm coming up short in this area. I'll have to think about this later. I take a step back to look at the full picture. No, this isn't. Not quite. It's good information, but it's basic. Nothing stands out. I can't actually use any of this. Time to think a little deeper. Is there anything you can help me with? Anything at all? Something I've missed? Inomoto speaking. Yes. If you cannot resolve such an appallingly simple task by your own means, I shall consider your intellect and no different than that of a headless chicken's. Good day. Now, you may want to hasten your efforts before the ground upon which we stand. You may want to hasten your efforts before the ground upon which we stand becomes our gravestones. Yeah, I'm on it. I say this distractedly primarily because I noticed she has a flip phone. Ancient technology by today's standards. Buttons, 2-inch screen, primitive camera. The works. Not just that, but it's a terrible looking flip phone. The kind of decor you see on a prepubescent phones. Rhinestones, heart stickers, even the random scrawl from a Sharpie that was too faded into the metal for me to read. It's completely unlike her. Which means that it's a wealth of information. While on the call, she so graciously turned the phone into my direction, allowing me to catch a glance of her wallpaper. Shock, it was a picture, at least a few years old, of a guy hugging her. Double shock, she was probably showing off a ring. Not a cheap, cutesy colored ring like the couple bands of a new relationship in its second week, a legitimate diamond ring. An engagement ring. but she's not wearing that ring anymore. Even looking at her hands at this moment, I can't tell if she's even worn one. Which means that she once had a fiance and he broke up with her, and he did it. Recently, a long time ago. Recently or a long time ago? Let me read back through that. She's not wearing a ring anymore, which I can't even tell if she's ever worn a ring, which means it had to be recent. Recently, right? Oh wait, no, that doesn't seem right. Why doesn't it seem right? Ah, of course. If the engagement had ended recently, I'd see a tan around her finger, or maybe an indent. Oh, okay, I get it. Instead, there's nothing, which means that the fiance has called off the engagement a while ago. She obviously didn't call it off, not if she's keeping that picture on her phone. And the fact, maybe she broke it off. Maybe they broke it off amicably if she hasn't deleted it yet. Either that or she's a stalker. All right, that's much more like it. I think I'm ready. I square my shoulders and look her in the eye. Sorry about the wedding. Hello? What wedding? Is she serious? How can I possibly word this delicately? Yours. The one that your fiancé called off a few years ago. Did he? Didn't he? Unless she does have a wedding ring and she just doesn't wear it. Is it in your pocket or something? You might seek to articulate yourself better. Is what in my pocket? Your wedding ring. Why would I have my wedding ring in my pocket? If your fiancé didn't call off the wedding, then... Wait. No. There's one more possibility, and since she's law enforcement, it wouldn't be unlikely. I immediately shut up as the realization dawns on me. I see you've realized. Yes, he never called off the wedding because he died. I suddenly feel very, very callous. I'm sorry. Silence. Say nothing that you do not mean. Unless you are manipulating others to extract information, as that is an occupational hazard. Right. Even as she continues, I mentally hit myself for my error. I shall admit, civilian, you have done adequately. Train your senses consistently, and you might become moderately useful in the future. Thanks. Really, I'm overwhelmed. But I ask this of you. What is the meaning when a freelance detective approaches a student and asks a string of seemingly unrelated questions of him? I really want to say she has a crush on him just because it'd be hilarious to see her reaction. She suspects him of a crime. She's testing him. I can't even. Mine. Give me a minute. I've got dice. I don't want to use them actually. No. Okay. So I thought about it. If I do get into one of these multiple questions and I need a little bit of help, I've got my good old nanner dice here. I call them my nanner dice. There's many stories, and if you guys actually care to hear them, let me know. I'll tell you the stories of the nanner dice because they are hilarious. But I decided I'm just gonna choose straight off of being hilarious and just see if she has a crush on him. It's glaringly obvious. Even to you? Well, I like to think I'm pretty keen when it comes to these kind of things. You obviously have a crush on me. I mean, it's kind of weird given that you're 26, but I've always found it odd that people don't judge teens who crush on celebrity. Might I remind you that I do have a license to use firearms and I shall only be punished to use it on organisms with a functional brain. Hey, easy now. It was a joke. Was it? Was it a joke? Oh, well, it is now. Pick again, civilian, and this time choose wisely. She suspects him of a crime. Clearly, you think I'm up to no good. To think I expected better of you. Now I kind of want to go back. I kind of want to go back. Sorry, that might have been just the black person to me. It's like, hey, if anybody stops me and starts questioning me like that, they obviously think I'm up to no good and I'm probably gonna die. And I'm gonna end up on the news. That's my thoughts usually. That's how my thought process goes. I'm black. I'm sorry. That's how it works. Even if, would seem there be a revealing... Even if hypothetically I were to suspect you, what sense would it be to revealing my identity as a detective? That's actually a good point. Then is there another reason? She's testing him. You're testing my intelligence for some reason. Or you're actually a marketing intern trying to conduct some bizarre survey, I wouldn't know. Shikari fixes me with an unfathomable stare. The only sign of emotion on her face are her eyebrows, which are almost raised to her hairline. What is your name? Sorry? Your name. Oh, that's a good movie, you know that it... No, I'm done. This has nothing to do with the case, but if I protest, she'll probably smack me with even more verbal abuse. Yama Ishimoto. What is she thinking of? Her derision is preferable to her silence. I postulate that you possess anonymity of free time. Nimity? Nimity? This bitch really makes me want to use Google a lot, but I'm trying not to because it interrupts the flow of the story, but she makes me feel real dumb right now. What is your assessment regarding the conjoint métier? Fuck off. Helping others or others with another's one's help. Yeah. A person who thus helps. So then what the hell's a métier? A trade profession. So being paid to help someone? Alright, and now I'm just because I already have looked stuff up. What is anonymity? Overabundance. I figured, but I wanted to be sure, okay? I want to learn things. I don't know shit. Conjoint métier? Who even uses those kinds of words? Are you asking me to be your assistant? Servant, not assistant. Putting me and job in the same sentence is never a good idea. I barely have the enough diligence to hand out stuff in class when I'm called by the teacher. How much worse would my punishment be if I worked with a woman like this crazy... How much worse would my punishment be if I worked with a woman like this crazy? Not detention, I'd assume. And yet, examining pieces of the puzzle, putting them together, framing the whole story, it was fun. Logic, ingenuity, resourcefulness, and almost nothing is fun to me, which makes it doubly interesting. Sure, why not? Good. I will require your contact information, then be off. I take a moment to process. That's it? Wait, how did you know? Know what? You told me earlier about her. A tense moment ticks by as Shigure stares evenly at me. Pure conjecture. You can't be serious. You did not appear to notice that my wording was intentionally vague. What? But you said... Do you wish to play a bigger role in society than an inconsequential pawn in this game of life? Or will you restrict yourself to the confines of your own abilities just because of her? Oh, classic bait for confirmation bias. Appeal to a person's general desire for significance, allude to just one person for some added resonance. All she would have to guess is the gender. 50% chance of striking a chord in her victim. She probably guessed a girl from my personality. I'm not exactly the type that easily befriends guys. A bait. Just a bait. I see you understand. She pushes the phone into my motionless hands. I've registered my cellular number. Tomorrow, you will receive a text regarding your next assignment. Keep your evenings free. With that, she simply tips her hat, whirls around, and strides off. A bait. Was it really just a bait? Or is that also a bait? A lie to make me feel better, even though she actually knows. Too many mind games. Clearly I'm not cut out for this. Back in my apartment, at least. Wait, what did I just accept? Was she serious? Am I actually her errand boy? What did I just get myself into? Did you seriously follow me home? Huh? Why would we do that? We already know where you live, you live, man. Oh, hey, I know those voices. Okay, God shit, okay. Thankfully, it's not Shigure at the door. It's Masato and Yahiko, who are currently the proud bearers of the 2 giant plastic bags stamped with a GFC logo. Huh? I wasn't expecting them. Although, technically speaking, it was polite of them to knock, even though they have my key code. Sup, man? Delivery has arrived! I didn't order anything. Yahiko only points at my phone. That was the coolest animation I've ever seen in one of these games. I like that a lot. The only thing that even comes close is when Nekopara does their little splits to like the cute and to like the cute chibi versions of the cats. But this is legit. Oh my god. IDK, would you go to the moon without AC? Is summer hot on the moon? Oh, they also said I couldn't breathe. Oh, can I scroll up? Can I scroll up? Oh, no. Tell me I can scroll up on this. Oh, I totally can! Dude, where are you? Masato says you're not at track. Dude, where? You're missing out big time. My club is so good. It's the best. 6 members. What? We're gonna grow so fast the roof will explode. Okay, we done. Where are you? Oh my god, he's one of those people who texts like that. Anyway, we're gonna get GFC. Crispy Original. Hello? Are you dead? Okay, Crispy it is. Masato won the Hot Wings contest. He wanted a rematch. I don't think he's satisfied though. Said paper cups aren't good rivals. Dude, what's up? No, I'm not hyper ignoring Re. No, I didn't have 3 large sodas. Ignore Re. Dude, I'm being so awesome right now. Come see. Okay, serious, where are you? By the way, I was figuring out the moon stuff. I guess they can't get AC there. So maybe it won't be a thing. IDK, would you go to the moon without AC? Is summer hot on the moon? Oh, they also said I couldn't breathe. That's okay though. I can hold my breath super long. We're coming to your place. That's really cool, actually. I like that. That's really cool. Technically, I should apologize for being so unresponsive, but all I can feel is incredulity. 33 messages? Yahiko only shrugs. You weren't responding. What's a thoughtful, selfless person to do? Not invade my house without warning, probably. I gave plenty of warning. It doesn't count if I don't see it. You're blind? Classic Yahiko. Might as well have some fun. What, you didn't know? You mean all this time you've been running blind? Well, not exactly. I have antenna growing out of my feet so I can tell where I'm going. Whoa! Is your mom a spider or something? Spiders don't even have antenna growing on the... Oh, fuck it. She has a mutant gene. Your whole family's like that? Y'all aliens! They really need to work on their gullibility. No, I had a sister. Had? She flew away. So she had a bird gene? This conversation is rapidly steering into the deep end. I decided to change topic. Are you guys coming in or are you just gonna stand there? We're coming in. You can't eat chicken alone. should have sounded cheesy, but I can't stop myself from grinning as they march into my house, slip off their shoes, and throw themselves on my sofa. Hey, so we finally get to see what we look like. Look at this Morosoka. I mean, I've seen it because I put him in the thumbnail, but I didn't actually know what he looked like. That's pretty legit. About damn time. Yo, hold up. Pause. We've seen this Dia Stinks twice now. Also, why is there a little Pokemon in the background? What the hell are these things? This dude's got 50 Shades of Grey. Like speed hustling, I think is what that says. Anyway. Masato pulls several large containers out to the GFC bags and uncaps them. The heavy aroma of fried chicken drifts through my apartment. Let's see. We got ourselves classic drumsticks, them spicy wings, and potatoes and corn for sides. He raises an eyebrow at me. I fervently shake my head. No more contests. I reach further into the bag and threateningly shake a packet of hot sauce. Surprisingly, Masato's face pales. Okay. He begins to gingerly bite into his chicken, as if it'll explode at any moment. Yahako reaches for the original drumstick, looking strangely thoughtful. It feels unsettling. A quiet Yahako is a dangerous Yahako. So, career day. Yahako's eyes turn to me and he smiles easily. Masato looks up from his chicken. Did you get info on modeling? I don't make it a habit to get into the details of Yahako's activities, but I shouldn't be poor company either, or they might leave. Surprisingly, Yahako only stares blankly at me. Huh? Modeling? Is he really dumb enough to forget his own dream? Modeling! Oh, that modeling! Yeah, I went and talked to the company. The, clout one, was it? What was that? Was what it was called. You mean Lotus? Yeah, Lotus! Lotus is a type of flower, not type of cloud. They said that they keep in contact. They did? Well, of course! As if anyone could project... As if anyone could reject this perfect body. Ugh! I wanted to gag, but honestly, it's not like Yahako's overweight, nor is he deathly skinny. He actually takes pretty good care of himself. He might actually be an honest to goodness model. I repress a shudder and quickly switch to Masato. What'd you do? Masato sits up a bit straighter, his eyes blazing with passion. Looked into studying in America. You wait, you what? What? They had a booth for it. Princeton, Yale, Harvard, all them big uns. An Ivy League? Not only does Masato want to study in America, he wants to attend an Ivy League. Well, honestly, I suppose it's not unattainable. Despite all other outer appearances, Masato actually has the highest grade in our year, save for Elizabeth. He studies like crazy, runs like crazy, and is also disciplined in his health regimen, besides his diet. He just does everything with gusto. In fact, sometimes I wonder why we're still friends. Usually people who try overly hard annoy me. Like Elizabeth. But Masato, maybe it's because he's clueless 99% of the time, but I can't find it in me to be annoyed at him. So an Ivy League? Ain't that right? I'm gonna smoke everyone else. I thought you were going for the Olympics or something. Hell no, ain't my thing. It does make me curious. Why would he be so passionate about track if he wasn't planning on pursuing it as a career? I guess it'll definitely help get him into an Ivy League. Huh? Yahako is peering into the GFC buckets, which are suddenly empty. It's all gone? Step 1. Slowly, dramatically, he reaches into the bucket and raises a single chicken leg into the air. Oh, thanks, man. He sticks out his hand expectantly, but Masato only shakes his head, a dangerous gleam in his eyes. You gotta fight to win in life, man. He reverently hoists the chicken leg upward, like a certain baboon did in a certain lion cub in a certain copyrighted movie. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. We're good. We're good. Oh my god. Okay. He reverently hoists the chicken leg upward like a certain baboon did to a certain lion cub in a certain copyrighted movie that they totally can't say. We have to play a game for it. How's about a little something from my childhood? Yako's face twists in trepidation. Oh, did it? You pansying out on me? Of course not. Good. How's it gonna work? The game is called Survivor's Arena. Rules? There ain't none. Except don't kill no one unless you want to go to jail. At times like these, I really have to wonder just what was Masato's childhood like. The goal is this here piece of chicken. We gotta fight fair, so we gonna stand equal distance from the chicken. Equidistance. Nice. It's still strange to hear him say things like equidistance, even if he is technically a model student. I guess he's from like the southern, like the equivalent of the South for America, whatever that is for Japan. I want to say it's also the southern Japan, but I'm not sure. Me here, you there, Yama there. Wait, what? Whoa, leave me out of this. I'm fine without the chicken. It ain't about the destination, man. It's about the journey. The fuck are you going through, Masato? That actually kind of makes sense. Regardless, I'm not so crazy about fried chicken that I'll fight over it. I'll pass. Oh, you ditching me? Yeah, ain't no competition without a proper enemy. You have Yahiko. I can't race against Masato and land. Hey, what? Do I even want to know? He ain't been my arch rival for 8 reincarnations. I missed that one. He ain't been my arch rival for 8 reincarnations. 8 what? Do I even want to know? I let out an exaggerated sigh and pulled myself up. Fine, why not? Awesome, you ready? You are very easily peer pressured, like Yama. I just need to let you know that. Masato tenderly places the chicken leg inside the bucket. His actions seem more appropriate for placing an innocent child into its crib, not the meat of an animal we're about to fight over like starving cavemen. He then measures the proper distance so that it's equidistant from the chicken. Masato is nothing if not fair about his contests. Once all the procedures are properly taken care of, he bends his knees and leans close to the ground as if the chicken leg has transformed into a golden trophy. 3, 2, 1, start! The room explodes into action as he soars towards the chicken, hand outstretched. Yahiko shoves him aside. They tumble to the ground, rolling over and over like a pair of tumbleweeds. Well, that was easy. I reach towards the chicken, but Masato yanks at my ankle. Get back here! I crash towards the ground, barely catching myself before my chin slams against the tiled floor. Couldn't we have played a different childhood game? Like hopscotch? Hopscotch is for babies! Taking advantage of Masato's distraction, Yahiko squirms out of his grasp and claws his way to the chicken. But before I realize what I'm doing, my hand shoots out and I've gripped around his waist. Masato sees an opportunity and releases me, dashing towards the chicken. In uncanny synchronization, Yahiko and I leap to our feet and tackle him to the ground. His hands lurch forward to catch himself, but our combined weight is too much. His face crashes against the tile with a sinking crunch. Uh-oh. I instantly step off and kick Yahiko in the side. He rolls off of Masato. You okay, dude? Masato manages to pull himself up, but a thin trail of blood is trickling from his nose. Ugh. He inches towards me. Yama. He can't be dying. He's Masato. It'd have taken way more than a simple fall on the kitchen floor to get rid of him. But then again, it's a common method of death in books. One high impact blow to the nose and it's lights out forever. Could it be true? Come closer. Masato squirms across the floor, drips of blood smearing on his shirt. What is it? Ha! Got the chicken. What? He triumphantly raises the offending piece of poetry into the air, waggling in front of my face. Oldest trick in the book. Bait and switch. Then he clamps his hands to his nose, a queasy looking feeling crossing his queasy looking crossing his face. Urgh. By nothing abideth feeling no good. Yahuko silently hands him a fistful of napkins, which Masato graciously accepts. We should probably get back to the door. Yeah, door thou down in realeth nith. He staggers to his feet. Yahuko's hand is gripping his arm to help him balance. What alternate universe is this? Masato injured, leaning against Yahuko, who seems legitimately concerned? I watch my mouth agape as Yahuko supports the limping Masato out of the door. Did he twist his ankle too? See you tomorrow, dude. He gives a cheery wave and shuts the door behind him. I'm left cleaning up the mess they left behind. Masato didn't end up taking his prize, so I decided to chew on the chicken leg. Nothing like fats and carcinogens to get me through the night. When the leg is all but gnawed through, I toss it into the bucket, kick my feet on the edge of my sofa, closing my eyes. The apartment falls into a peaceful silence. I enjoy it. I really do. The empty space, the room for my thoughts, the gentle weight of my own presence and nothing more. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't appreciate their company. Masato might constantly be dragging me into competitions, and Yahuko might constantly be telling me things that I could care less about, but they're good guys. They spice life up, make it fun. Turn it from a B chick flick to an A-rated film. More than anything, they're constant. I've technically only known them for 1 or 2 years, but it feels much longer than that. They've always been around to chill out, study, liven it up, anything really. Even Masato with his terrifyingly crazy schedule. They're good people, even if a little odd. Okay, now I really have to get something done. Something at least minorly productive. Part of me wants to go with more Grover Mecker, but I think I'm gonna go with Grover Mecker. Fuck it. What the fuck do I look like? Why not? Not like there's anything better to do. I switch on my computer, settle back, and watch the chaos unfold on my screen. Alright, we get one more episode of Grover Mecker, so let's get... President Jay Grace is striking a dramatic pose on the lip of something that resembles a poorly green-screened canyon, the wind bellowing at his back as the sun sets over the horizon. As I'm double-checking the player to make sure that I haven't somehow skipped to the end of the video, a rambunctious crash painfully rockets through my eardrums. Who goes there? I turn my attention back to the screen. A form scrambles from the pile of steaming metal with a shoddy paint job reminiscent of bad cosplay. The form is specifically a masked teen in a squinted suit and an antenna headband clamped over an aluminum foil hat. Is he supposed to be an alien? Is that a spaceship? I am Captain Acosta. I come to claim the, how you say, Recorus Naturalis of the land. Recorus Naturalis. Are you Hispanic? Hablas Tontoleras. I am alien from outer space. Alien. I get it. You're an alien, all right. But you aren't from outer space. You pay for this, evil senor. You'll be the one paying for it, and it'll be American Texas. Grover Mecker mobilize. I feel like he needs to have the Texas. To punctuate this remarkable demonstration of diplomacy, he immediately bounds inside his mech, as denoted by the very awkward transition sequence, and starts opening fire on Captain Acosta. Evil senor should not have fought Captain Acosta. Captain Acosta slips into his ship, which magically rebuilds into something resembling a flying clay sombrero and sails in the air. Okay, I totally watched this because it seems utterly ridiculous and amazing. Feliz Navidad y prospero año nuevo. Have exploding taco is a gift from Captain Acosta. Out of nowhere, a taco plummets from the sky through a low-resolution photo of the Grand Canyon and lands in the front of the president. Ha! This harmless little... And it explodes. Screen flares white, significantly delayed after the roaring sound of an explosion. When the scene returns, the president is planted on the ground, his mech a pile of steaming rubble. Hasta luego, amigo. Never cross a Mexican and his tacos. Then, rather abruptly, the entire world turns into Rego bricks. What the? I swear to God, if they say that it builds a wall. I swear to God, if there's a build a wall with a reference, I'm done. But I see I am a master builder. His referring alter ego starts to spaz around the rubble like a caffeinated rodent building a mech into... What is that? Karamata is Diablo. It looks like some hideous cross between a giant hamburger and a hot dog. Welcome to America, land of the obese and home of the diabetics. A giant soda-shaped projectile shoots from the top of the new fast food mech and slams right into Captain Acosta's clay UFO. Ay de me, evil señor high cholesterol is muy strong. He attempts to lob another exploding taco towards the president, but is intercepted with another soda projectile and detonated right in front of his face. Curse your fast food chains! His vehicle spirals downward until it crashes with a note of finality into the dust below. The president, still in Rego form, leaps out of his mech, striking a dramatic pose in front of the still setting sun. Good night, America. May you sleep in peace. To be continued. Fucking hell. As the credits roll, I slump back into my chair, stupefied. Right, I don't know what else I was expecting from this kind of show, to be honest. I give the clock a quick check. It's only 8:45, but I don't feel like studying. Guess I might as well sleep early. Good night, world. It'll be time for another long day. When I wake up, I'm almost dizzy with grogginess. Guess that happens if you suddenly change your sleep schedule. I drag myself out of bed for a quick shower before idly settling on the couch. 5:41. Why do people even do this early in the morning? I guess there are those people who make their beds, work out, eat a hearty breakfast like ideal, productive human beings. But nah, I'm more partial to lying around and watching some TV. Yeah, that sounds nice. I lazily reach over. My fingertips barely skim the buttons of the remote. Ugh. I roll closer and after some trial and error, manage to switch the TV on. In a frenzy, after a sudden disappearance of two students just 2 days apart, Isamu Imperial Boarding Academy, known for its prestigious background and powerful connections with established corporations like Lemoniske and Way Forward, both of which I said might be playing a bigger role, just saying, is now under the nation's eye as it struggles to cope with these new accusations. I freeze on the couch as footage of an all too familiar campus distance dances on the screen. Disappearances? At the academy? Since when did this happen? Civilians, if you happen to see these missing persons, notify authorities immediately. It is our duty to keep the city safe. Here are the photographs. Midori Mano left and Toma Hayashi on the right. I snatch the remote, jamming at the power button until the TV finally blanks. Media and their sensationalist headlines. Shameful. Stupid. I can't believe anything they say. It's true. But why are my fingers still shaking? I clasp my hands against my chest, squeezing my eyes shut. Disappearances? At the academy? Probably just some spoiled kids who decided to run off and elope with their significant others of 3 weeks. The news always exaggerates everything anyway. I fall back against the couch, suddenly feeling extremely lazy. Huh? Yama? Hello? Are you alive? Ui's a big girl. She can open the door herself. I'm gonna call the morgue. You know what happens in morgues? Nothing. Because they're full of dead people. You get bored really quickly. Oh, and you'd probably die from suffocation. Turner Ui, there's something called a keypad. Activating foghorn in 3, 2, 1. I groan in the general direction of my door. Sorry, I don't speak idiot. What was that? You know, if this was a zombie apocalypse, you'd be long dead. You're scarier than a zombie, actually. If I'm scarier than a zombie, what does that make you? Ha, typical Rui. Use the keypad, woman. It's there for a reason. But why do that when I can make you suffer? What a true friend. Let me guess, you forgot? Please. Your code's the stupidest possible code to exist on the planet. Even Mr. Ryota pointed out how stupid it was. It is not. Is too, Mr. 14789. That's actually really dumb. I just traced it out on my keypad, and it's it's literally just an L shape. Anyway. Ugh. Come on, lazy bum, just get out of bed. I finally ambled to the door, pull it open, pretending to grumble all the while. Truthfully, I'm enjoying our little sparring match. Morning, sleepyhead. What? That was an odd reaction. Nothing. Her averted gaze and flushed cheeks prompted me to run a quick check. Nothing's on my face. I'm in my pajamas, I guess, but they're decent, and Rui has seen me in them before. I absently run a finger over my lips, trying to get a feel for anything in my teeth. Nope. Don't do that. Don't do what? Don't take so long. Duh. We have to go to school, you know. I check my phone. 7:22 a.m. I know how to read a clock. I'm not stupid. I wait for an inevitable unlike you. It never comes. Just get ready, okay? We need to make a stop on the way. What kind of stop? Why do you always have to ask so many questions? Jeez. She reaches for my wrist, but suddenly jerks back as if I'm covered with poison. Let's go. I raise an eyebrow, smirking at her dramatic fluster. In my pajamas? Get dressed right now. Sir, yes, sir. I stride easily towards my room, leaving her fuming. It only takes a few seconds to throw on my uniform. I've barely stepped in the room before I'm out again. When I return to Rui, I notice that she's regained her composure. I have to admit that it's fairly impressive that she can master herself in such a short amount of time. Took you long enough. You say that like you were waiting forever. I lean closer, raising an eyebrow. Or did you want to? Shut up! I playfully poke her forehead in an attempt to put her at ease. I really need to learn to keep my mouth shut. Nothing good will come from saying things like that. It's just, why does she have to look so cute when she's angry? Let's go. She marches out the door without a backwards glance. Rui refuses to speak to me even as we exit the apartment complex and head into the street. And with that, guys, we come to the end of this Storytime Saturday with Lucid9. And all things considered, this gave me more questions than answers. It gave me a lot more questions than answers. We have three new important characters, and one character that actually plays a bigger role apparently than I thought he would. Mr. Ryota, I didn't think he was gonna play as big of a role as he did. I didn't even think to possibly put him in the thumbnail. I thought about it, but then I decided, nah, he's gonna be a secondary character. He's not that important. I feel like there's gonna be more to him than meets the eye. I can't wait to see what happens now that we're apparently gonna be walking around with a detective. Now I see where the mystery part comes in, which seems really, really cool. But all things considered, I'm just really hyped. This is dope. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I really am. Like, I say that with all the visual novels, and it's because most of them are really fun. They're really good in one way or another. But this one might just take over being my favorite. Because I'm not gonna lie, I freaking love that there's depth and all these different parts that are, it's like peeling an onion, and I like it. I like the layers that seem to be coming from it, as well as the very fine humor that comes in some of these different forms. Like, you know, the not so specific baboon with a not so specific line and a not so specific copyrighted movie. That killed me. Nonetheless, I love this, guys. I hope you are enjoying as well this playthrough of Lucid9. If you are, be sure to drop a like, sub if you guys want to check out more awesome content on the channel. There's tons and tons for you guys to be watching through, so, you know, check out some of it. There's like 3 times a week that I post, and there's all different kinds of things you might want to check out, so, you know, there's all sorts of cool stuff. But all that being said, guys, this is Perk. It's been real, it's been fun, it's been real fun, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.